Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Culture Cast. And before we go any further, guys, I just want to introduce this week's special guest. It's our very own Jonathan Redmond. Jonathan, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure, Brian. I was muted there. God damn it.
Oh, well, start as you mean to go on, as they always say.
Yeah, show can only get better.
Well, it can always get worse than this show, as you know yourself. It can only get worse.
No, I mean, that gets better.
But yeah, so as I was saying to you just before we started, Tubbs may be here. I'm not 100% sure. For anyone in the chat that doesn't know Tubbs, that may be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. But so we're going to talk a little bit about Batman. We're going to talk a little bit about Obi Wan. For anyone worried about spoilers, I will mention it before we spoil anything. Although I'm only going to give a brief chat about it anyway, because not a lot of people have seen it still. Because 3 hours in the cinema is tough going. So, Jonathan, how has your week been? To give myself a chance to breathe.
My week's been pretty good. Finally got some stuff in. Long awaited stuff. The SH Figure Arts Mando version 2 and Boba Fett. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm really happy with them. I'm not pretty happy. I'm delighted. Nice. The Boba Fett is, if you're a fan of the character, he's worth picking up. If you can get him, we're not paying silly money. The Mandalorian is good. Now he's way more fiddly than Boba Fett. You can easily tell there's a progression in the design. Yeah. They're two cracking figures. As I have the SHF R2, who's perfect for 6-inch. But these are my first two proper 6-inch figures, like proper characters themselves. I was really amazed by the weight of them. They're like easily 2.5, 3 times the weight of a Black Series figure.
Oh, nice.
Like there's proper, they're proper chunky boys when you pick them up.
Like my experience of figure arts with the Dragon Ball stuff now is that they're quite lightweight and fragile. This is why I've kind of held off on buying Marvel or Star Wars figure art stuff.
Oh, these are not. They're easily twice the weight of a Black Series figure. And I've tried different ones that are on my desk, like Boba Fett to Boba Fett. It's no contest. Luke, Vader, Rex. Even the last one I got, the Darth Revan, and they're heavy figures, and they stand so much better. I don't know why they don't look like their feet are that much bigger. It's not like they have Space Marine boots on or anything, but yeah, they're great.
Oh, look, we've got a special guest.
Hey, Brie.
Brie Larson, everybody. Captain Marvel herself is here, and unfortunately, Tubbs isn't here. Oh, I know who this is, but I'm not saying because it's just ruined the fun. Colin? Who the fuck is Colin? Fuller's figure says lots of love for Jonathan. Yeah, Brie loved you in Captain Marvel and all those other things. And
those other movies I haven't seen.
chaos against everyone on Twitter. That was a great one as well. But yeah, so I wanted to start by just saying rest in peace to William Hurt, who played General Thunderbolt Ross. Like a lot of pop culture people know him as, but loads of other movies and stuff as well. He died there yesterday, I think, and quite unfortunate that he's only 71 as well.
Yeah, very young.
And also, like a hero of mine, probably a hero of yours as well. You were saying it earlier. Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, is, I don't want to say on the way out, but his life support machine was turned off the last I heard 4 hours ago, and he hasn't died yet. But Kevin Nash, who is his long-time friend, had a nice little memorial on his Instagram today.
That was really nice.
Pulled at the heartstrings for definite. But that's unfortunate.
Them they've been mates for decades now at this point, and all the shenanigans and the ups and the downs that they've been through, and especially in a business like wrestling, where it's such a tough gig. It really is
a cutthroat fucking thing.
and to go from one company to another and back and forth and all the hardships they have. And I was really gutted to hear about Scott Hall.
Yeah.
He was really, really bad when he turned up in the Jake the Snake documentary with DDP.
Oh,
He
yeah, that was a
seemed
powerful
really,
documentary as well.
really, really good and worth watching for anyone who's a fan of the wrestlers or the era of the wrestling at the time. And to see them when he was so broken when he arrived with DDP, and they helped get him back up, and he looked like he was getting his life back together.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned there beforehand, to be in for something like hip replacement surgery, like real quality of life improvement, and to have suffer 3 heart attacks, and then
Horrible, like.
it's really not fair. Like after
No.
all of that, it's just not fair. But hopefully he
Yeah.
pulls through, like Ric Flair himself. How many times has he been in?
How is he still alive? I would have to say. But like when I was growing up, the first ever like wrestling VHS cassette tape or whatever you call it that I owned was it Royal Rumble 1993, and it was Bret Hart and Razor Ramon in the main event before the actual Royal Rumble itself, and I watched it so many times. And yeah, he was one of my favorites. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but yeah, these things happen when you live that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, it's true. Sad.
So, yeah, great Metallica song too. Yeah, so this week, as for show and tell, I actually only have 2 things, and they're both WWE wrestlers. So I'll get those now. 2 secs. So yeah, so I got this on Amazon. This is, I don't know if you're still into the wrestling or not, Jonathan.
I try and follow it now and again, but the new stuff just doesn't grab me.
So this is like WWE Elite 92, Adam Cole. And the funny thing about this series is it's a WWE series. This guy is currently in AEW. And out of the 6 in that series, there's currently only 1 left in WWE.
Oh, that's crazy.
Such is the pace that they're releasing people at the moment. But and my other one was an Ultimate Edition Kane, the debut Kane.
Oh, that's a cool figure. That's a really cool figure.
Came with a lot of different heads and stuff as well. And I had it pre-ordered since I think maybe October last year, and it only arrived this week. So yeah, that was my show and tell. So pretty short this week, but it's a good thing we've got lots of other things to chat about anyway.
One question about those wrestling figures. I assume they're done the same way that the Black Series is, where they try and get the proper height of the person.
Yeah.
So Kane is going to be properly taller than, say, the likes of a Daniel Bryan or something like that.
Oh yeah, they're all scaled properly, which is a plus, definitely. Because I remember, excuse me, I remember the Jack Specifics ones years ago. You had Rey Mysterio the same height as the Big Show and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
it's so funny. Smuggler's Canyon. Evening, lads. Good to see you on, Jonathan. Not that I'm bored of you, Brian. Oh, it's okay.
Hey,
had to change it up. Stax says that's a nice Kane. His best image was his debut image in 1998. Yeah, I still remember the debut as clear as day, where he came in and tore the door off the cage. But yeah, so like there was a lot of trailers this week. I don't know if you've watched them all, but we'll go through them anyway. And also we weren't here last week, so there was a few others. So have you seen the trailer for Bullet Train?
I haven't.
Okay, so it's basically Brad Pitt in his mid-2000s era doing like have you seen Mexican years ago? Yeah, so it's Brad Pitt playing that character, but he's John Wick, and it's on a bullet train in Tokyo, and it's all like assassins. It's very similar to
Snakes on the Plane.
No.
It's on a train.
Assassins on a Train. There you go. Um, yeah, but yeah, it looks fun. It looks fun. There's a lot of fighting and stuff. Pretty big cast as well. There's Aaron Taylor Johnson amongst. I don't know how he just ends up in every film at the moment.
Good agent.
Yeah, like Barry Keoghan, really, isn't it? But like it's got Sandra Bullock, Lady Gaga. There's loads of people in it.
Lady Gaga does seem to be showing up in a ton of movies lately.
And she's not a bad actress, to be fair.
Yeah, I saw some of her stuff in American Horror Story, and
yes.
for a singer, I was like, yeah, she's decent enough. Like,
She was good in that lovey fucking song with that movie with oh, my brain is mush today. I can't think of the film, but the singing film basically.
I know the one you're talking about, but I can't think.
Bradley Cooper. There we go.
Speaking of Lady Gaga, do you think she's got a weird face? That she looks different depending on what she's like. Every time you see her, she looks that wee bit different. Like, is there something weird about her?
Like that film that I'm talking about there with Bradley Cooper, she's like playing like a fangirl in that, and there's parts of it where she's dressed down like a normie, as you would say, and she looks really nice. And then later on in the movie, she's all like dolled up and everything. She looks fucking weird. And I don't know what it is.
She just has that weird type of face that I don't know. Sometimes it looks super hot, and other times it's like, what the hell has she done?
Yeah, Stax has it there. Star is Born. That was what it was. Yeah, it was actually a remake as well, wasn't it? I think Barbara Streisand did the original one years ago with Chris Christopherson. God, I know too much about this shit. Then there's DC Super League of Pets. I saw that. I didn't see the trailer. I saw it pop up on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, I'll write that down. I'll talk about it next week." And then I just forgot to watch it. But yeah, I don't hold out any hope for that one, really.
Well, it's a DC franchise, so that's automatically a negative for a lot of people, considering how Warner Brothers running into the ground, and like Life of Pets with DC is like. Then again, it could be great. It could be great.
Yeah, then again, like an animation, they've done really well with animation, like in the past. But cinema release, maybe, I don't know. Smuggler says, speaking of American Horror Story, I love that show, but every time I thought I had a grasp on what was going on, I realized I didn't at all. Never seen a show like it. I find there's certain seasons are excellent and other seasons are just trash. It's very hit and miss, I find.
Yeah, I believe the last season, I didn't see the last one now, but it was really weird. It was like two different stories over like a part one and a part two. And both of them seemed to like build up to something and then crash and burn from what people were saying. So I just skipped it.
Like, I really love the first one, the Murder House one, and then was it Coven or something after that? Yeah. There was the Asylum. They were all really good. But
I love the concept that it's every season it's a different thing. I really like that idea.
Same actors, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. The first time, like when I watched I think I watched the first episode of season 2 straight after the last episode of season 1, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Because everyone was in it and they were all different. And I was like, oh, so weird. Mick is here. Meow said the chicken.
Hey, Mick.
Death by doggos. You changed it. It's usually death by doggies. He says, hi all. How are you, my friend? Sai, manga fandanga. Someday I'm going to translate that. And Mick says, where's the dwarf? Mick, to be fair, he got sour at all your constant slagging him. He said he's never coming back again.
Yeah. He was put on in the bold step and he can't get off it.
He's sitting on the box and he can't get down. Connor says, hello, Mick. Mick says, Jono. Smuggler Canyon said, Coven was excellent, but each season seemed to have hangovers and references so confusing. Yeah, that's kind of where I lost it as well.
Don't they kind of leave that stuff in there for long-time viewers to go, I remember this, and they pretty much member berries that happen with.
But I have the memory of a goldfish, so that's no good to me. Tez, well, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Tez.
Just Mick saying hello to everyone. Brilliant, I win. No, Mick, I was only joking. Tubbs will be back. Maybe even tonight. I'm not 100% sure, but he'll definitely be back next week. And he'll be gunning for you. Stuck in a high chair. There was a step ladder too far. And James says, "Hi lads, good to tune in. How are you, James? How are you, my friend?"
Hey, James.
So actually, whilst a lot of the Irish lads are here, did any of you guys go to Comic-Con this weekend? You didn't go, Jonathan, did you?
I didn't know. Like, crap weather. Absolutely crap weather. I know that's no excuse. Like, I'm in Dublin, but no, I'm just not going out in that.
I'll be honest. I was broke, so I didn't. That's why I didn't go this week.
Like, put it this way, if Big Bang had have announced that they had like some Fennec Shans there, I would have been over in a flash.
Yeah.
But nah, it was just nothing I really wanted, and crappy weather. I'm staying in.
Yeah. Tubbs needs a lift to get back down. Evening, James. An escalator. Says hello to the tip top chaps in the chat.
So did nobody out of our chat went to the Dublin Comic Con?
I'm pretty sure Mick who comes on that does the podcast. I'm sure he went. But I don't think yeah, I'm sure he went to it. James says, I nearly went to Comic-Con, went about 3 or so years back. It was a great crack, as I've never been to one. Yeah, I've been to a few of them, but it's just I've been planning all along to go to the August one this year, so I said, fuck it, I'll stick to it now and actually go to that one and save up. And
yeah, you kind of need to have a couple of quid in your back pocket when you go into one of these things.
Just so you can fill that bag coming out the door.
Yeah.
So other trailers, we had The Boys season 3.
That looks awesome.
That looks incredible.
Yeah.
What did you think of the show so far? Have you seen season 1?
I love the show. A lot of criticism the show gets is that it differs from the comics so much. But I like that because I don't want to spoil the comics, but there's no sense of danger for the team in the comics because of what happens, where in the show
anyone can get it.
And the cast is just like Carl Urban, you know what I mean? Like he's
brilliant.
Anthony Starr, like Christ Almighty, like talk about two leads. They're fantastic, over the top violence, crazy levels of just lunacy going on. Like what was it last season? And he had the baby. He was using a baby that shot laser beams out of its eyes to take out guards. Like it's crazy stuff. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it.
And your one Stormfront, she was like a fucking Nazi sympathizer or something.
I thought she was such a good.
I loved her as well.
On the social media side of things, the way she was using it to get everyone on her side, and then she's like this crazy fourth generation superhero made by the Nazis. Oh yeah, great character.
It was fucking excellent. And on the subject of The Boys, actually, have you seen any of the animated series that's on Prime at the moment?
I haven't. I was going to check into it. But I don't like the fact that each episode is a different animation style. And a lot of it seems to be Cal Arts, and I can't watch Cal Arts. It's just, no, this is garbage. Learn to draw properly.
The first, like, they're all only like 10, 15 minutes long. I will say a lot of them are not great, but if you're going to watch any of it, watch the Homelander episode. It's episode 8, and it is fan-fucking-tastic.
I'll have to check that out. So it's kind of like that. Oh, what was that? Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, where like certain episodes were just top quality, and the rest were like, yeah, okay, we'll never watch. Yeah.
Like some of them are very funny as well. Like there's one where they have the baby we're talking about, and it's like, do you ever see the movie years ago, Baby's Day Out?
It rings a bell.
It's kind of a comedy anywhere a baby gets free around New York, but it's kind of a ring on that, like, and the baby's like killing people by accident and everything. It's amazing.
I must check that out. So
it's actually, and the voice cast as well is excellent. Mick says, I did a few years ago, but wasn't impressed, to be honest. Connor says, honestly, I wasn't sure I was ready to be in a place full of people after 2 years. I did think that as well, but then I went to like we were at a Queen tribute show on Friday night, and it was literally like shoulder to shoulder of people. You couldn't move in there. So that duck was well and truly broken. Like, and it was okay. I didn't get COVID anyway, so um, I said the word. Now I'm going to be banned.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does seem weird after, 2.5 years of this crap that, you suddenly feel like weird without wearing a face mask in front of strangers. It's like, what's going on? It
oh,
just
even
shows
it's
how
even
short
it's
a
like
time it takes to condition people.
I know, yeah. Even inside the work though, it's so weird because everyone isn't wearing them anymore, and they're looking at you. Oh, great to see you, whatever. Um, Fuller says, great to spun her to be a social warrior, yet she had a Nazi background. Brilliant. Yeah, it really was great. It's a great show. I can't wait for season 3.
Yeah.
Really.
And what I really liked about that trailer was it got everyone hyped, and we don't know what the hell the season's
Yeah,
going to be about.
no context whatsoever.
Apart from that one new Captain America type character,
Soldier Boy, isn't it?
Soldier Boy, yeah. It could go anyway, so I love that. I absolutely love that.
Connor, I think a lot of people in the chat will agree with you here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just fucking hate people. Um, yeah, I love people like all the guys here in the chat and in the community and stuff. But sometimes when you go outside into the great wide world, you can come across
Assholes.
a lot of very
Well,
annoying things.
if only people in real life were as nice as we are on the internet.
Well, not all of the internet, just our little curated corner is fine.
In fairness, we are a terrible community in a way that we are a bunch of enablers. When you think about it, it's like, I'm going to spend all this money on plastic. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
By the way, watch my video and buy the thing I bought.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta do something though. Sai says he got the female Loki carded figure today. Mint top figure. Yeah, she is absolutely class. I actually really liked her when she was in it. Was it Siege? I think was the run. Yeah, so it's a really cool figure. A Spoder. How are you, Spoder? Welcome back. What a week, lads. Tell us all about it, Spoder. What have you done with your week this week? What are you excited about? We do have some other news I have written down here. So have you seen a film called Don't Breathe?
The name rings a bell.
So the guy from Avatar, Stephen Lang,
Yeah.
he was in Don't Breathe. It's about this blind ex-army guy, and they rob his house, break into his house, and he fucking basically kills them all or whatever. So the director of that, sorry, spoilers. So the director of that, Fede Alvarez, it's been announced that he's working on a new Alien film. So
cool.
that
Really cool.
could be. And
So
I think
what happened to the last guy who was he does the horror movies? He was supposed to be doing an Alien film, and it got canned or something because Ridley Scott.
Oh yes, I know the one you're on about. He did that film in South Africa, was it? Oh, the District 9.
District 9, yeah, wasn't he supposed to be doing an Alien film? And it sounded really cool.
Yeah, he put out a load of concept art and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah. And Ridley Scott threw a fit over something and messed it all up.
Yeah. And that would have been really, really cool. But they're doing a TV show as well on Hulu through Disney, so that could be really good as well, set on Earth. And I think I can't remember the guy's name who's doing that, but he did Legion before.
Legion was good. Legion was really good.
Legion was batshit, wasn't it? Spotter, the Batman, Kenobi, the boys, No Way Home on digital. Yeah, No Way Home. I'm going to watch that again over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
And Sai says, Don't Breathe is mint. Rain, you're definitely from Ireland. Sup, lads? Nice one, Rain. You from Ireland as well? Tell us where. Smugglers says, Don't Breathe. I was pleasantly surprised by a great thriller. I'd highly recommend it if you haven't watched it, Jonathan.
I must check it out. Definitely, I'll check it out.
There's actually a second one out now as well. I haven't seen it yet, though. Yes, Christian. Yeah, it's mental. And I won't ruin it for you, but there's some mad shit in that film. I am Dublin, Castleknock. So there's a couple of Dubliners in here. I seem to be the only one from down the country that likes action figures. And Mick is from Wexford.
I'll
There's
refrain from any culty jokes.
oh, you can say them all. I don't mind.
I'll wait for Tubbs.
Ah, the boy, here, come here, Dave. Come here to tell you. I'm from the countryside. Yeah. Also there was that Ryan Reynolds movie, The Adam Project, is it? Came out.
That looks good. That looks really good.
Yeah, it does, and it's getting a lot of really good reviews. And he did say, he did announce then that the guy Sean Levy that directed it, and he directed Free Guy as well. He's going to be directing Deadpool 3 for the MCU.
That.
What?
It'll be interesting to see if that's going to stay rated R or if Disney are going to fiddle with it.
I don't know. I think a lot depends on Moon Knight will be interesting to me because Kevin Feige has said that that's going to be pretty hard balls to the wall. Like, so if he follows through on that promise, who knows? Like,
yeah, I'm looking forward to Moon Knight. I've always loved the character, and I've never felt that he got a decent shot in the comics. Every time it's that kind of any momentum was building up,
yeah,
the run canceled, and then it start over again and another thing. But he's such an interesting character, you know. He really is. He's all the multiple personalities. Yeah. Does he or does he not have superpowers, or is he just batshit crazy?
And Oscar Isaac as well is perfect to play.
Yeah, like what an actor to play him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully they nail the psychoses right on the multiple personalities and the violence as well, and not just. I don't just want to get to, you know, the final and then Moon Knight actually shows up. I want bits in between as well.
And the producer had something interesting to say the other day. She was interviewed, and she said it's not part of the MCU at the moment. So basically, like, no, not that it's not part, but it's got no connection to the MCU at the moment. So obviously, like, none of the rest of the heroes know about him yet. We'll say will probably be the best way to put it.
Well, that could be either a multiverse, or it could just be that he's crazy and it's all in his head. So that way no one knows about him.
Multiverse is interesting. I hope they don't go that direction with him yet, though. Introduce him first.
Yeah.
Mick says, "Look, Gorman boyos. Lameo. Guess. I came in late and missed your thoughts on the Batman. You didn't. We haven't talked about it yet. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. What about Morbius? That's only like 2 weeks' time, isn't it?
Was it not pushed back?
It was originally in January, and then it was pushed back to the first week in April. So was it pushed back again? I don't think so.
I might be mixing it up with something else, but I thought that might have been pushed back. I hope
DC,
not.
DC pushed back a bunch of films, all right.
Yeah.
But
I think the Flash movie is pushed back into 2023. Yeah. So that's not a good sign at all. Like, that's major rewrites.
Yeah, like they were saying, like there was 3 other films pushed back as well, Aquaman as well, and
was Aquaman pushed back as well?
I think so.
That was nearly ready to go. Like, that's been a long time in development,
and they still didn't take Amber Heard out of it.
Maybe that's what they're doing. They're going to wait and see how that trial turns out before yonking her out of it.
Yeah, so The Flash, Aquaman 2, and Black Adam all pushed back. That is mad.
When was Black Adam due out? Because I thought that was still only in production.
I thought it was due around summerish, I think. I'm just looking at it there now.
I didn't think it was due that early. I thought it was like late this year, early next year at best. So
DC Super League of Pets will come out in May, will take Black Adam's spot. Yeah, it was supposed to come out on the 29th of July. So that's back to October 21st. Black Adam is. Aquaman then is gone from December 16th to March 2023. And The Flash is gone all the way back to June 2023.
Whoa, that is
a big push.
That's a really big delay. So there must be major problems with that movie.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller being the main one, but you know.
Well, yeah. Oh, what could be worse than a Flash movie if 2 Ezra Millers? But yeah, so like that's a big thing. Like whatever's going on there, I think it's a lot to do with the Discovery merger as well. And they've come in and seen what's down. They're like, no, we need to fix stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's it. Like, you know. Hey, Mikey Casey, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Michael.
Morbius was supposed to release in August 2021 originally. Yeah, then it was moved up to January, and now it's first week in April. There we go. Rain says, heard Morbius is coming out at the end of the month. Yeah, I think it's the first April 1st actually, which is a bit ironic considering who's producing it.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Morbius is great, though. Like, I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Me too. Yeah,
It's
could be
totally
good.
grabbed my interest. I'm not a big Jared Leto fan. I'm not a big hater of him either. I didn't like his joke. Other stuff he's been in has been cool, and the character looks great. So
He gets a lot of unwarranted hate. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of him myself now, like, but he has done some good stuff as well, definitely.
I think that whole method acting thing that he pulls, where he's like totally in the role and acting like a complete wanker to people, like other castmates, doesn't help.
A lot of actors do that without any method acting.
Yeah, well, that's it as well. And then you have that on top of a role like the Joker, which why would any actor ever want to take on that role after Heath Ledger? Like
No. You're a loser already, like.
Yeah. And then you're acting the maggot, and then the movie's not great, and it's just no.
But like, do you remember when they were filming Suicide Squad, and all these stories were coming out of like, oh, I sent Margot Robbie a rat in a box and all these kind of things.
Like, what the hell?
And then he was like, no, I never said that, when it's clearly in, it's in quotes and everything that he said it like.
And how is that even a joke or gag? Like a rat in a box. I don't even if you're going by the whole I'm a method actor, I have to be in the character's mind. How is sending Margot Robbie a rat in a box anything?
I have no idea.
Shouldn't it be like, a big hammer or something stupid like, a jack in the box or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not knowing Joker to be carrying around dead rats like. His band sucks. What is it, 22 Seconds to Mars or something? I think I've literally only heard one of their songs. And it didn't push me to go listen to more, like, so.
Didn't even know he had a band. Quite happy not listening to it either. I'll take your word.
It's called The Flash. Take its time coming out. Worst Flash ever. Oh, there hasn't been many, like. An explosive hamper. Yeah, it was something like that, yeah. But yeah. He was good. He was good in Blade Runner 20, whatever that was called, the second one.
2049 or something.
2049, yeah, he was decent in that. But he was just playing weirdo in that as well. But it actually worked for that one. But as you said, though, I'm excited enough for Morbius. It's a cool character, like, and
yeah, definitely a cool character, and it can tie in with Blade and Venom. So
I just hope he doesn't have the plasma hands from the animated series.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back in the trailer if he does anything like that. It seems to more just be speed and super strength and things like that.
Flying in front of trains.
Yeah, well, it worked in Spider-Man No Way Home. MJ and Peter, so yeah, we'll do that again. The fans like that.
Reshoots. But like, I still wonder where it sits though, because like, I know we said it a few weeks ago on this that maybe the Vulture isn't in it, and it was just in the first trailer, but he was in the latest trailers as well, so he's definitely in it. So like, where
he mentions Venom, so
yeah, it's like it's in a weird place to continuity.
I'm only joking that line. So I think Sony are kind of, they want to do their own thing, but they want to kind of keep one foot in the MCU camp.
Like, could it be possible that it's a variant of the Vulture? Maybe, I don't know. That's confusing it for confusing its sake, like, isn't it?
It could also be though, like Sony own all the Spider-Man characters, like the heroes and the villains. So it could just be a case of them flexing their muscles and saying, "No, we own this character. We're putting them in this movie. End of story." If you don't like it, type thing,
This is why I hold no hope for any solo Spider-Man movies Sony do on their own, they kind of shit the bed a lot.
They do tend to do that. The producers all seem to hate each other and would rather sabotage the movies than, have someone else's name above theirs in the credits. So yeah. But then again, they made crazy money with that last Spider-Man movie. So it might be a case of want to do more of this.
Mikey said they've reshot more Michael Keaton scenes. So like even the vibe I'm getting from the trailer is like he's a bit of a mentor to him. Oh, you've got to be more responsible and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. We won't have to wait long to see it anyway.
And I really like Michael Keaton's Vulture. I always felt he was up there with Thanos, with a villain that made sense. He's not out to take over the world. He's just putting food on the table by stealing illegal high-tech alien weapons and selling them to scumbags. But it's it's just a job to him.
That scene in the car when he's dropping them off to the prom or whatever it is fucking. If that happens like in real life with someone, you'd be terrified.
Oh yeah. You're not going on a date with her ever again. You're not going to come close to her. Oh, I'm not feeling it.
I'll kill you, like. Nothing worse than that. Someone turn around saying, I will kill you dead, like, and turn your family down. He's brilliant actor, though. Everything he's been in is good, like.
I think he's one of those few actors. I don't recall him ever being in anything that was bad.
No, not that I can think of. I watched that Dope Sick on Disney Plus as well, where he played the doctor that was prescribing the stuff or whatever. He was fantastic in that as well.
I think the last thing I saw him in was, the McDonald's movie.
Yes, the founder, wasn't it?
Yeah, the founder. Yeah, that he was brilliant in that. Absolutely brilliant in that.
And he seems to be only getting better, like, as well, which is crazy. Like,
but even when he was a comedian, when he was kind of doing roles like Beetlejuice, and then the next thing you see him in, and it's Pacific Heights, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
it's strange, like. But what was I going to say? So, have you been following like the Futurama thing about DiMaggio not signing on?
I've heard of it, but I don't know why he didn't sign on when he's like, is he not part of just not enough money?
Probably not enough money, but he's signed on now anyway, and everybody's like, yay! Everyone's delighted. So, like, I think Futurama is one of those that could have ended a few years ago. I don't know why they keep bringing it back. Like, I loved the first few seasons of it, but now it just seems like they're just doing it for doing its sake, kind of thing.
Well, it never kind of got to the stage like The Simpsons where people are just sick of it. Like, you don't even bother watching it anymore. It's not really the same show. Futurama always seemed to have a certain quality level, and it just maybe didn't get the rating numbers, and it was cancelled, and they brought pressure. So maybe it's just that again. But for such a major character like Bender, you kind of have to have that voice actor back.
Oh, he's the forefront of it, like.
And not having, the guy who plays Homer or the girl who plays Bart. It just wouldn't work.
Mix has seen that McDonald's film. He was good. Decent in Birdman too. Edward Norton was really good in that as well, actually. The Birdman. Creepy Edward.
He's another cracking actor, but he is supposed to be awkward to work with.
Yeah, he's like, he wanted to rewrite most of The Incredible Hulk. That's why Marvel got rid of him.
Yeah, it's like, that's not happening. That's
no, like, your grandbuddy, bye. Ruffalo's a fucking fantastic Hulk anyway.
Yeah, he does. He plays a great Hulk.
So, yeah, I think like that's the main ones. They're still doing reshoots on Doctor Strange as well, which is crazy considering it's only out in a month and a half, thereabouts.
Man, that's like Disney they do the reshoot so close to the wire that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's like even with Spider-Man, some of the CGI wasn't finished at the release date. Like, so yeah, there's going to last bit of news there before we go on and talk about Obi Wan and Batman. So there's going to be a God of War live action series as well from Amazon Prime, which
that should be cool. Like it's an awesome game. It's an awesome series of games. I'm curious to where they're going to set it though. Is it going to be from the original when he's kind of, the Greek gods and he's dealing with all of their bullshit, or if it's going to be him now hiding out in, the Norse
I
god.
I wonder will they start out at the very start and
Yeah,
have him be human and his wife and kid gets killed and go from there.
you you kind of have to would do that to
Mm.
get any understanding of the character.
Because you can't just drop like casuals into the middle of, oh look, this white guy or white painted guy killing skeletons and gods and with no explanation like why this is happening.
Yeah, but then again, it's kind of like the Christopher Judge, the voice actor. He makes that character. I can't imagine, him not like being the voice. He's just perfect for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like guys in the chat, who would you cast as Kratos in a live action TV show? I have no idea. Um, Mick says, or I don't know. Rain says, I find Michael Keaton hella intimidating. I love him though. Yeah, that's just he's fucking amazing acting. Mick says, no way. Yes, way, Mick, is actually true. Doesn't have a lot of Norse mythology elements in it. The new game does, but the
Yeah.
original ones, it was all Greek. Tubbs. He certainly got the anger for it. He doesn't have the height though.
Yeah.
He's like a Jack
Played
Russell.
the axe.
And he would definitely take off his top and paint himself white for you, like definitely. But
I make one of the dwarfs from the new game.
one of the Devilier or something, yeah. But yeah, it promises to be really interesting. I think The Last of Us is going to set the standard though for video game TV shows when that comes out.
Oh, that's going to start all that fucking drama again.
Can't wait.
Jesus Christ.
Great crack. Nick says, "Don't laugh." Jared Butler has the angry voice like in 300.
That's a fair point, Mick. That's a
If
very
he was
fair
15
point.
years younger, I would say, yeah. Like anyone, like if you want to de-age people, I would love Aragorn or whatever his real name is. I can't ever think of it. From Lord of the Rings, he would be an awesome Kratos as well.
He
Viggo
doesn't
Mortensen.
build though. That's the only thing. Like Kratos is a kind of like, big motherfucker.
You could get Chris Hemsworth to shave his head and do it.
He has the build.
Definitely.
He definitely has
I
the
can't
build.
imagine him with a shaved head though.
Or John Cena.
Or actually, speaking of shaved heads, Karl Urban was the executioner in Thor Ragnarok. He'd be pretty awesome for it too.
Yeah, Orban could do it all right, but he's a lot on his plate.
I'm sure he wouldn't say no to more work, and he's been working for Prime anyway.
I want to see him do a Dread TV show. If I had to pick, it'd be like, now do a Dread TV show. Like,
Yeah, I think isn't that been in development for fucking years? On the
It's
Mega
the-
City One or something they were making at one
yeah,
stage.
they keep changing their mind. It was supposed to be based on a rookie judge and becoming a judge, and Dread's kind of like the background character that shows up every now and again to wreck shit. And then it was being done from the point of view of a Democracy Now! Activist, and it's just they just keep shitting the bed with the ideas. It's just like, make a Judge Dredd show.
Yeah,
That's
just
all you have to do.
a week in the life of Judge Dredd. There's your series.
Yeah.
Like obviously you set up like crime families and all that kind of stuff. Like,
and God knows, there's what 40 years worth of comic stories that they can adapt.
It should be the easiest one, the easiest goal that ever score like that show.
You would think so. Like they could literally adapt the stories from start to finish, and just do like a 300 type job where it's comic strip to screen and tell it, and like, fans would lap it up, absolutely lap it up.
Like that movie was incredible, and the story was so straightforward. Like, and it basically the raid, like.
But it got no marketing for some insane reason. It just wasn't marketed at all.
No, I don't know why. Like.
And two big stars in it at the time, like Karl Urban. He just done the Star Trek stuff. You had Lena Headey, she was Game of Thrones and being in the Sarah Connor Chronicles as well. Like
Yeah,
amazing actress, and no marketing for her at all. Like, Jesus Christ.
just didn't make sense, and they bitched then that it didn't make any money.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand it myself. Mikey says, "Fuck it, give it to William Zabka." Oh, imagine William Zabka as Kratos. Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy. And yeah, give it Ares then can be Danny LaRusso. Fuck you, LaRusso. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Obi Wan now for a while because I want to leave Batman to last because there is kind of people who haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil it on those. Have you seen it? You've seen it,
I've
haven't you?
seen it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So yeah, what did you think of Obi Wan? I know we've talked this to death on other streams, like, but
I, for the most part, I like it. It looks movie quality, which I think was a criticism that the Book of Boba Fett got. It didn't look as good as the Marvel shows did. In the Boba Fett parts, in the Mandalorian parts, yeah, it did. It looked like amazing. So maybe it was just the case of we have to do Luke. We have to spend all our budget doing Luke, and that's why maybe.
I think that probably comes down to Ewan McGregor like having a bit of pull and like I'm not doing this unless you do it right kind of thing.
Well, I think yeah. Like if you're going to, you will have to pay the money to get him back. So you're not going to pay big wages for him to come back as Obi Wan and then scrimp out on the sets. So looks wise, it looks fantastic. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I like the idea of Vader being there. I'm not keen on the idea of Vader and Obi-Wan meeting up. I'd rather just have dealing with the Inquisitors, and since we have to have them, and then Obi-Wan dealing with them. They could keep them, have them both in the show, and keep them separate, and it keeps canon straight. It keeps all the fans happy, and we might get more scenes of Vader going beast mode on Rebels or Jedi or something like that.
That's what I want to see. Mikey said they 100% just used footage shot from Mando 3 and said, "Fuck it, Bob is shite. Just start Mando Part 3 now." Yeah, I don't know.
You could think about it in that the episode 5 where it's mostly the Mandalorian one. Fennec Shan only shows up at the end. That could be an easy reshoot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
they could I don't know, the other one, could they have done a reshoot on the other one as well, the following episode? Because Boba literally nods at the camera once in that episode, and that's it. Like,
so yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it's not impossible thing to happen, Michael. I definitely wouldn't.
Sai says Dread was the best film I saw in 3D.
Yeah,
I actually saw that in 3D as well. Now that I think of it, you see Lena Headey falling off the fucking thing into your lap.
And even the way they did her face at the end.
Yeah,
that was so cool. And the bullet time or whatever you want to call it for the Dread universe, that was really sweet. Like bullets entering people's cheeks and coming out the other side.
Excuse me. But yeah, that and Avatar was pretty awesome in 3D as well. Terrible movie though.
Yeah. We're getting 4 sequels. Yay.
Pocahontas in space. Yay.
Oh, James Cameron.
But yeah, Obi-Wan, like as I said last night on the other stream, for me, he's what held the prequel trilogy together at the start. And
him and
even in the first one, he was the one that was against Qui-Gon bringing Anakin the whole time. Like, and his story was just perfect all the way through the films.
I wish his hair was more grey. That's my only kind of nitpick with how he looks. He doesn't like. This is set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith and 10 years before A New Hope. So in 10 years, he's suddenly going to turn into an old man. They could have kind of worked something to kind of fix that screw up in the timeline that Lucas left.
Like you saw that that guy that came on last night. I actually did follow his link, and I saw some possible spoilers. I'm not going to mention them on here, but from what I've read, it does look like it's going to be a pretty good show. But again, like I'm not going to guess they were wrong. I'm not going to say that any. I'm not going to hold any hopes for it. But I think it's really cool. I enjoyed fighting the Inquisitors in Fallen Order. I think
Yeah.
they're cool.
I'm not a fan of the Inquisitors as a concept.
Mm,
Palpatine alone would be too paranoid to have all these like Force users just running around willy nilly.
mm.
And the same with Vader. I can't see him like putting up with it either. So I don't like that element of them being around. But if they're
But are
going,
they are they are they full Sith though?
what? But that's the thing. At what point are you a full Sith? They can use lightsabers. They can use Force powers. So at what point do you have to do a test? Oh yeah, you scored a 9 out of 10. You're now a full Sith.
If you
No,
don't
you
survive
scored
Vader, you're
a
not
1
in.
out of 5. You're still an Inquisitor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Like, are they Sith? Are they not? I don't know.
And what happened to them is like we know some of them have been killed off in the various games and the comics.
Mm.
So is this something that's going to happen that they all get killed off before A New Hope, or either by Obi Wan or Jedi or just Vader and
Well,
Palpatine
the guy,
don't use
the
anymore?
guy that everyone's complaining about with the big round head, he's supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
He was killed in Rebels, I think, by Kanan, wasn't he? Or am I
yeah.
imagining things? Yeah.
And
So
then
like,
I think Maul killed a ton of them as well
and the second
in
sister
this
was killed by Vader in Fallen Order. So yeah, there's a few of them. How many of them? Like we don't know. Like, are these all canon across the
They
across?
seem to be, according to the various links I've seen, they seem to be canon all the way across, and there's like 10 or 13 of them. But again, they can add more. It's like, oh, we've now got brother and sister 15 and 16, and so they can keep going.
Yeah, of course they can extend it as long as they need it. Hot shot. I said hot shot. Okay. Um, sand makes you age. I'm in Blackpool. I'm only 18.
But you don't get sun in Blackpool. That's why.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh, they don't get sun here in Ireland either. I haven't seen in a few months.
That's why we all look so young.
Oh, for fuck's sake! It's actually supposed to be a heat wave here next week. Would you believe? But yeah, not going to be as hot as Tatooine, like. But it's a line in Dread, Brian. Yeah, see, out of context, that meant nothing to me. Like,
Oh, the bullet he fires, yeah.
hot shot,
Wait,
hot shot. Yeah, I was way behind. Sorry, but like, yeah, I think like Obi Wan is going to be really good. There was even like there was an interview with Kathleen Kennedy, our favorite person, last week, and they asked her about a season 2, and she said it's not out of the question. So I don't know how long can they drag it out. Like,
Well, so this is Disney, so if it's popular, they're going to do a season 2,
and
regardless if it
again,
was supposed to be a one and done. So that's just the nature of the beast these days. But if it would be silly. You can understand Kenobi leaving Tatooine now and again, but it can't be an adventure of the week when he's off to a different planet. You know what I mean? It's like, no,
he's supposed to be in hiding. Like,
I think we'll see a flashback of Hayden Christensen as before he goes into the suit. Because I don't understand the reason why you'd bring that actor back. And again, okay, you're not paying them Ewan McGregor levels of money, but you're still going to have to pay a movie star money. And then you
yeah,
put him
definitely.
in the suit and you have another guy do the voice. Rightly so, you want James Earl Jones doing the voice of Vader. But what's the point? Like, anyone could play Vader in the suit. Like, to get the guy back from Rogue One, he was perfect.
Yeah, like they could do the whole, like, if he does fight him again, where he smashes up the helmet or something, you have Hayden inside in the suit then.
It's been done so many times in the
Yeah.
cartoon, so it's like,
Even in
oh.
Rebels, yeah, it was done as well. Like, so.
And when you see Vader in Rogue One, when he's in the kind of the back to tank, that wasn't Hayden Christensen. That was just
Yeah, it was just the guy.
Thing, wasn't it?
But yeah, like I don't know. Like I flashback would be cool, but what could they be doing a flashback of? Like, because we've pretty much seen him grow up through the 3 prequel films, and there can't be like and obviously Clone Wars as well. So there's not much more they can show of him. So it is an interesting one, all right? Like, I don't know.
It's the only reason I can think of bringing Christensen back. That we have to get to see him without the helmet on. Like, otherwise, it's just.
I wonder. I don't know if you've read the comic, but there's one of the Darth Vader comics where it shows a potential what if Obi Wan tries to talk him around, and he has like one of these visions or dreams or whatever of him killing the Empire and becoming good again. I wonder would they show that? Maybe, I don't know, because that was really cool. I can't remember what comic it was in. I think it was Charles Soule's Darth Vader, not the other one. No.
Yeah, wouldn't know what Disney are doing canon-wise, because some things they pilfer from, and other things they
flat choose, don't they? Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I will find out soon enough, and the show, visually, it looks amazing. So
May 25th, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
it's 20-year anniversary of the
May 4th. Like, I don't understand why they didn't do May 4th, like Star Wars Day. You drop your big Star Wars show that everyone is talking about.
It's the anniversary, though, of A New Hope, though, I think, isn't it? The 40-year anniversary, May 25th.
It could be. I'm not sure.
That's what they said, yeah. Because, I agree with you. I thought it was going to be May 4th. It would have been the perfect time for any of the shows to drop, like, on Star Wars Day.
Do you think any action figures for it, or will it be the usual year and a half?
2024.
Yeah.
I have an Obi Wan figure anyway. Huh?
Goddamn Lucasfilm, like the Disney Marvel, just have it sewn up. The shows drop, and you have action figures on the shelf. Yeah. It's perfect. Disney Lucasfilm, and it's like, nope, we're not telling you, Jack. You have to watch the show. And it's like,
then again, like, we haven't gotten Hawkeye figures yet, and they've been shown, and we've seen renders. God knows when they're coming out, though. Not that I collect them, like, but I'm just giving an example. I don't collect them.
They have the figures in hand. They have the Infinity Ultron.
Oh yeah. That's the same wave, but it's not going to be out for a while.
I am worried about the fact that they're being very tight-lipped about what other figures are in that wave. I've never seen
Moon Knight villains
before. Like the Marvel team, they normally have, this is to build a figure, and these are all the figures that make it up. And this one is like, no, here's Kate Bishop, and here's Clint, and here's the Bat, and we're not telling you anything else. That's a bit like,
Like, I wonder, is it from the remaining shows this year? Like, you've got Miss Marvel, you've got Moon Knight. I know there's another one that's slipping my mind as well. So maybe like they're just doing one wave per year for Disney Plus, and that they don't want to reveal those. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird though. That'd be it's a what if build a figure, but it's 2 TV show characters so far that have the pieces. They're not what if.
I suppose the characters in the TV shows aren't big enough for a build a figure. Maybe, I mean, they could have done it. They could have done a TV version of Kingpin, maybe.
Yeah,
but Jay Horrigan says hello.
It's one of the female characters that comes with the chest on a bath, so there must be another female character.
Yeah, it must be like Ms. Marvel, maybe from her show or something like that.
That would make sense. That would definitely make sense. She'd be a smaller figure and have the chest. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that show as well. I know there hasn't been a lot of details about it, but it's okay comic, like the original one. Is it Ironheart is out this year as well, or is that next year?
I've no idea what the story is with the Marvel. It's been shifted around so much.
Is the other one?
She-Hulk is next, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the next one after
Moon Knight. And then it's She-Hulk, isn't it?
Yeah. That could be interesting because Daredevil's supposed to be in that as well, along with Tim Roth is in it as Abomination, and of course Mark Ruffalo's in it too. So that could be really good as well.
I wonder if they'll allow Ruffalo to do the Hulk, or if he'll just be in the
Yeah,
human.
it's interesting. No wonder will they? Mikey says, "I want my Toby and Andrew figures."
Same, Michael. I want the Toby figure, but I've kind of grown on Andrew after No Way Home.
Yeah, I want the two of them as well. I don't have a Tom Holland one. Jay says yes. Mick says hi, Jay. Everyone's saying hello. Well, like, yeah, it's going to be interesting. They should have revealed them by now, like, because, excuse me, it's coming out in Blu-ray now pretty soon, and it's already going to be out. They brought forward the digital release as well. It's already in places if you can find it, if you know where to find it.
That was the one thing that surprised me about
Pardon
the
me.
Marvel team, that for the Marvel Legends, that they didn't have a second wave of No Way Home figures with the villains.
Oh, they
Like,
definitely will. Like,
but it's they're leaving it late enough.
yeah. See, that's what I was saying a while ago. Like, it's starting to slip again. Once they caught up with all the Infinity War stuff, like, I don't know.
But it's
Yeah,
just that, the one movie that's come out that's made like proper bank, like more than all the others put together, and that's
now
the one we don't have the figures for, but we get Eternal figures.
now the thing is, maybe it's a Sony thing that it's wrapped up with them. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what sort of legal shenanigans is going on.
Connor says it's out on the special Irish TV channel. I rewatched it on Sunday. It's still amazing. Oh, amazing! Eh? Was that intentional? But yeah, I know that special channel as well, and
Yeah,
I watched a bit of it the other day. Controversial. Andrew was the best Spider-Man. Thoughts, everybody?
no. But then again, like, Connor loves Gambit, so you have to.
Yeah, you have to leave your taste at the door there. Like, I think though Andrew Garfield and Ben Affleck suffer a very similar problem in being great at their job but stuck in a shit working environment, basically.
Yeah. Andrew's a great actor, but
Like, he was in the worst Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, he really had no chance. And the same with Affleck. And I was one of the people, I wasn't happy with Affleck being Batman. I was like, really?
Yeah,
And then and I love that version of Batman. I love that version of Batman's Alfred, like Jeremy Irons. But yeah, man, like, no matter how good you are, if the script is shit.
yeah, you can't save it by yourself.
Yeah.
Jay said it would be awesome for an Andrew one. Mikey says they have two lads in the trailers and everything, so everyone knows they're in it. But even with the likes of Funko and Lego, there's no villain. There's no merch of the villains or the other Spideys. That is strange. No, I didn't know that. So there must be some contracts or something.
I thought some of the Lego sets for No Way Home had Doc Ock and Goblin.
Yeah, I thought there was a Goblin or an Octopus one, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually look it up.
I thought it was one of the other guys' streams, maybe Super Awesome John or Chris, Thousand Ghost. They had pictures up or Rum, because they are out the kind of Lego guys. And definitely it looked like there was a Doc Ock stuff and a Goblin. Like, the Arrow mini figures, but they were still, it's Lego, so that's what you're going to get.
I'm looking at it like, a lot of people are saying they're No Way Home.
And with the Funko stuff, sure, they knocked that stuff out in 10 minutes, so,
It's terrible stuff.
But then, they have a movie Doc Ock out.
Even I'm looking at one here, Spider-Man No Way Home, and it has Vulture in it and Spider-Man. And it doesn't have anyone else. It's so weird, actually. I have Doctor Strange in one. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be. It actually doesn't seem to be like one with any of them in it. It's weird.
Oh, then it must be some sort of contract gig, maybe.
It's definitely Sony forgot to sign the merchandising contracts with the actors or something stupid like that. But he did. Ryan did say on the last live stream that he said, we know you're looking for them, but they are coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So they are coming out, but it'll be God knows when. I wonder, could it be that What If wave? they stick those. That's why they can't mention the 4 other characters. It'd be a strange
Yeah,
one, but not
way of
unlike
doing it
them.
would be a weird way of doing it. You would think just from the marketing point of view of having Spider-Man No Way Home on the boxes instead of a What If wave.
Yeah, that's true. Be interesting to see what happens like with it.
And did
So
any of those No Way Home figures, did they come in any Build-A-Figure pieces?
with the last ones, was it? I can't remember. I didn't get it. You see. No, I don't think so. The Doctor Strange wave, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the last one was no, they didn't actually. They were all just single releases with no Build-A-Figure parts. So it's weird. Like the market is pretty non-existent for it.
Or maybe we will be getting then, a Moon Knight and a Miss Marvel.
And Jay says they already have Andrew Garfield as an action figure, but I didn't see Toby. That's the older ones, though. There hasn't been ones released for the new film yet. I think there was I had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 one for a while. And it's funny, like there for a couple of weeks, those figures were selling for like huge money on the groups.
It's crazy how that goes.
We're so desperate to get them, like, and they're terrible, especially the Tobey Maguire one.
It's like the Naboo Starfighter after Mandalorian, Boba Fett episode 5, and suddenly you're going for ridiculous amounts of money.
It's crazy the fluctuations, like, isn't it? So, we're gonna talk a bit about Batman. Non-spoiler first. So you saw Batman? Was it release week you saw it, or?
I just saw it there last week. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, loved it. Like, really, really impressed with Patterson. Again, I've never seen him in anything, so it wasn't like Affleck where I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about him being Batman. I didn't get the hate. I've heard so many people.
You weren't a big Twilight fan, no?
Wasn't even a thing for me. I knew of it. That was it. I knew like the two. You know the way there's 3 of them in it. I know the two.
I've never seen it.
And Stewart, and that was it. It was more drama from Offset with them two than anything else I heard about it. But I'd heard from so many other people that he was an amazing actor and he did Broadways and indie movies. And then the first
in that film called The Lighthouse, I think it was with William Dafoe. I saw that now, and I haven't seen anything else with him in it. Like, but go on.
And then the first trailer dropped, and it was just like, yeah, this looks awesome. Like this looks absolutely awesome, and the whole cast, John Turturro, whatever it pronounces, Turturro. I thought he was the only weak link really for me. I just couldn't buy him. Ever since he ended up in his underpants in one of the Transformer movies.
With Bumblebee pissing on him.
Seriously, I just can't. And I've loved him for donkey's years when he was in Barton Fink, and then he turned up in The Big Lebowski. And then after, the Transformer movie, it was just like, nah, you're just a Joe character. I just can't take you seriously.
Yeah. Like I had seen him recently in those Adam Sandler films. Mr. Deeds is one of them. And he was his butler in it or something like that, and he was ridiculous in it. So when he turned up as Carmine Falcone, I was like, oh no, I can't take you serious.
And especially considering how every other character nailed it. They were just perfect. And then you just have, like, he just sticks out like a sore thumb. The standout for me, though, Colin Farrell. Like, my God.
Like,
I've seen all his movies, and you'd never know it was him. Whoever did that makeup deserves an Oscar. They really
100%. Yeah,
that person just did an amazing job. And I heard, I think it was on the radio or something. They were saying that when they were testing out the final makeup look, they had him go out on his own to like a Starbucks just to see no one recognized him, which is kind of mean to the people working in Starbucks because he's a seriously crazy looking dude. Like he's seriously intense. Even if that guy comes in and he's all, roses and sunshine, he's going to scare the living shit out of you just by the
He
look of
just
him.
reminded me of Robert De Niro, like in
Yeah.
full
Like
raging bull
Tony
mode. Like
Soprano, Robert De Niro, that kind of, big menacing, they're gonna ruin your day vibe to them. Yeah, great. And Jeffrey Wright, like right from the bat, you
I
kind of
thought he
see it.
was good,
And
but I wasn't 100% on his character, if I'm honest.
I was, no, I really was. I thought right from the bat that, haha, pun intended, him and Batman, they seem to have
I
the
like
whole
that.
vibe together, that they'd
Mm.
worked together for so long, like a couple of years. And as much as I loved Gary Oldman in the Nolan movies, I never really got that connection with the two of them. Not
No,
like,
it's a different relationship, all right? Like in the
yeah, like in the comics, they are friends and they respect each other. And I never really got that with the Bale Batman and the Oldman Gordon.
where are we? Comments for a sec before I go on. Jay just says, well, that's dumb the amount of money they would make if they did. Yeah, I'm sure Jay they'll be making a Marvel Legends, Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, and Toby, and of course more of the rest of the villains as well. And they'll sell like hotcakes, for lack of a better term.
I just wish.
Paddy's in the chat. He says he was unreal in Good Time as well. Rain says he's amazing in Tenet and Devil All the Time. His character was also extremely compelling in Devil All the Time. I deadass was so disturbed by his character that I didn't want to see him in any other films. Lol. And Colin killed it. And Paddy says Colin hasn't had this much fun in a role since Intermission. Rain says gas. Mikey said he crushed it. And Paddy says think Jeffrey Wright is my favorite Gordon to date. Yeah, everyone's siding with you here, Jonathan.
I love. He was really good.
Lol, the pun.
Hey, Paddy.
Mikey said they spent so much money to make Farrell look like Richard Kind. They could have played Richard Kind millions to pay Penguin. Paddy. Mick says, yeah, like not just the makeup though, it's the performance as well.
He's
brilliant.
For a character that wasn't in the movie that much when you think about it. He literally stole every scene.
Oh, he stood out. He stood out and stole a mile for every scene he was in. Like, and
I'll talk about it because it was in the trailer where you kind of see Batman going through the goons in the nightclub, and he kicks the 7 shades of shit out of them, and Colin Farrell still steals the scene. You know what I mean? Like he just walks out of nowhere. Oh, how's it going? Yeah, come on. You're everything.
What are you doing here? It's just the accent as well. So fucking good. Like there's a scene where, again, not spoiler territory, where they show him pictures or whatever of a dead body, and he's like, "God, get that away! Get out of here!" It's just he's the funniest in the film as well. Like he's really so got some great moments.
And there's another moment we can't talk about because it is spoilers, and it's just
we'll talk about it in a while once you get through this or whatever. But yeah, the tech in the movie as well is it's not amazing, but what's there is fucking so cool. The Batmobile is great. I'm not going to talk about the first thing I was going to talk about there because that is heavy spoilers. But Zoe Kravitz as well. I said this on another live stream as well. If there was 12-year-olds in the crowd watching it, when she appeared on screen, they all hit puberty. Like,
oh yeah, like, and her costume wasn't even that.
No, it's just she's
it was kind of dorky in a way with the little cap that she had, and she still looked amazing. You know what I mean? Just oh yeah.
Do you remember her in X-Men First Class?
No.
She played Pixie, I think it was, in X-Men First Class, and I'll never forget it.
I've no recollection of her in anything else.
Was it Angel Dust or Pixie or something like that? Anyway, she was. Well, yeah, she was on Kevin Bacon's side. You know, he was the bad mutants, the Hellfire Club or whatever it was. Um, Paddy says, "Mick, you beautiful human." Story, Jonathan, my beautiful old flower.
Yeah, it's
uh, no tubs to plunder upon. Oh God, what are you showing me? That was it.
that was the
Hola, pad. Sup, Mike. Laugh Mayo. Jay says, "Isn't the new Batman 3 hours long?" We'll get to that now in a sec. Such a minimalist costume as well. Just about, Jay. Now, the link. How did you find the link, actually?
I didn't mind the length. Then I don't mind long movies if it warrants it. Saying that, and I wonder how it's going to hold up on for rewatches.
Yeah.
Because it's not like other Batman movies where you had the '89 Batman and Returns, and we won't forget about it.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll ignore them.
Freeze.
Even the Nolan Batmans, where there's kind of a lot of action going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's action, bit of plot, action, bit of plot, action. With this, there's a lot of plot. Now the action in
It's
it is
very.
amazing.
It's a lot
It
slow
really
burn.
is. But it's a very slow burn. So I wonder how that's going to hold up on third or fourth rewatch at that length. I think it could have been cut down to 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well.
Too much, and I think it might be better in the long run.
Mikey clapped when Batman and Riddler finally kissed. I was fine with the length. Paddy says 3 hours and still better pace than the Dark Knight. Runs for cover. He also said, "Didn't mind the length, but the girth hurt me." Oh wait, the movie. Yeah, oh yeah, that's fine. Rain says, "I was going to see it yesterday, but forgot my glasses." He's seen it 5 times as well. He said earlier, I just missed it. The Batman is 10 inches. Are we still talking about movie here?
Well, the Batman is actually 7 inches because he's made by McFarlane Toys. So
and fairly brittle as well.
yeah.
So close to seeing it 6 times. We'll be seeing it again sometime next week. That is dedication, my friend.
So Rain, how does it hold up for repeat viewings? Like say after 3 times, are you skipping 2 bits or dozing off?
Jay says, "I would rather watch 3-hour movies other than one movie, which is 1 hour 30 minutes." Yeah, same.
Yeah, if the movie warrants it, like if they brought out another Lord of the Rings edition that was even longer, people would watch it. I'd watch it. Like
I've watched them all. I've watched all the extended editions. They're fantastic.
Yeah. I'd only watch the extended editions, and screw you, Mick. Fuck Subpar 7.
Jay said, "Just imagine they put the Batman movie in 2 parts. That would suck." Yes, that would be awful.
Oh, yeah.
But DC would never try and put something in 4 parts, would they? All hail, fuck off, Mick.
You're a sick man, Mick. You're a sick man.
Sick, sadistic fuck. I loved it every time. I'm trying to analyze everything. No bathroom breaks. Got a strong bladder, lol. Mikey, I think I watched the wrong Batman movie. Well, if Jared Leto was in it, you definitely did. Always comes back to Leto, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But there was a lot of Batman. Oh Christ, I'm not even reading that out. Yeah, Mikey, you think you should stay off that website we all know about?
Yeah.
It's you go blind. Even Jay knows what you're on about. It was 3 hours long though. Oof. You've got some staying power, Casey. Or stamina, whatever the word is. But yeah, back to the film. Like, who else? Paul Dano was absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like he was like a social media guy.
I love that where everything you see up to that certain point, and he's all this like psycho dude, and then you see him, and it's like subscribe, follow, you know what I mean? Share. It's like, oh yeah, like he's so nice with his followers. It's like bloody hell.
He started out like as a creepy murderer, and then he was an incel by the end of it,
and an influencer in between.
Yeah, but yeah, he was incredible in it, and the opening scene where I can't really say it, like, but the opening scene where he's looking at someone and that was just unnerving because you didn't know what the hell was going on. I found that very creepy. Mick, Michael Wilden, absolutely loved Dano. Yeah, he was incredible, and it's like his Prisoner's character evolved. John, kind of. Have you seen Prisoners, Jonathan?
Sorry, I haven't. But
So he's like
I heard he kind of played that type of character before, and he nailed it. So yeah, he was great.
I think he kidnaps Hugh Jackman's child or something in that. And yeah, he's very sinister in that as well. But he was excellent. Off the top of my head now, who else was there in this? Pattinson we talked about. The guy Andy Serkis as Alfred. I really liked him as well.
I liked him, but he didn't have enough screen time.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of Alfred and Bruce Wayne though, was there in this? It was much more Batman movie like.
Like if I had to rate the Alfreds, he'd be my least favorite, and not because of Andy Serkis, but just because he wasn't there in the movie. You know,
he opened his letter as well and paid for it.
Michael Caine, Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons is fantastic.
And the same thing with Jeremy Irons. He didn't have much screen time, but what he had, he absolutely owned. And Andy just didn't do that for me. He was there, he was grand, and he served his purpose. But it wasn't Alfred. It was just Bruce Wayne's butler.
It was kind of more. He was kind of more based off. Is it the Earth One Alfred, where he's like an SAS guy? Am I saying that right? But yeah,
doesn't all the movie Alfreds, haven't they all been special forces or have some sort of military
some sort of background? But like in the Earth One Batman, it's Alfred that trains Bruce to be a fighter or whatnot, the League of Shadows or any of that stuff. And that seems like the direction they're going with this one.
Yeah.
Rain says, I agree. I wish he had more screen time as well, hopefully in the sequels. And yes, I agree. He was hardly in the movie. He was in a hospital bed for most of it.
Yeah, if you've seen the trailers, you've pretty much seen his contribution to the film.
So I tripped up there. So from now on, we're going to talk full spoilers. So
when Spider-Man shows up at the end to save the day, that just made
the best part. We saved Batman from the aliens, like. But yeah, we're going to talk full spoilers from now on. So if anyone hasn't seen it or watched it yet, we'll have to say goodbye. Yeah, or stay at your own risk. So yeah, I'm going to start out at the start. That scene where he's watching the mayor through the binoculars and you can hear him. That's what really creeped me out at the very start, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be fucking awesome." Anyway, spoiler review starting now.
It's what a way to start the movie. What a way to start a Batman movie. But it works so well because it totally sets.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah.
You know exactly, after watching that, you know exactly what you're in for. And it gets worse.
Nice one, Christian. Cheers for coming.
Christian, take it.
But yeah, like that scene then, what I loved most about this movie, and he only did it twice, was the narration. It was so fucking cool. He should have done that more, I thought, definitely. I thought he was going to do it like all the way through, not all the way through, like, but for key moments and stuff. Yeah, when he started narrating it, and that scene of all the different crime scenes happening,
that was so cool.
That was fucking good, cool. Like, wasn't it? It really gave the bat signal meaning again, didn't it?
Yeah, like that shows up in the sky, and suddenly everyone is shitting themselves.
Everyone's looking in the shadow, them, like,
what the hell? And even when he appears on screen, it's not like previous Batman where they suddenly attack the villains and hit. This guy just walks up. You just hear
he just walks up on folks like, "Come on, let's have it." It's fucking brilliant.
Right into their faces, and they're just shitting themselves. And then they had a valid reason to do it as well. Like, while there's not as much action in this one as say the previous Batman movies, what you do get is bloody hell. Like he's no holding back.
Like the atmosphere and the tone of this movie is fucking top tier,
Yeah.
better than any of the others. I think
And the suit is
suit is
uh,
excellent.
yeah. Like I remember people being worried about it at the start that it looked a bit weird. And I kind of think the cowl shows too much jaw, if you know what I mean. Like it goes all the way back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe a compromise between a little less and it would have been absolutely perfect. But that's such a nitpick.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's just pure. Like he is vengeance when he meets people. You know what I mean? That's all there is.
But like, I like the kind of difference between the start. You know, when he saves that dude in the ground, your man's like, "Oh, don't kill me" or whatever. He actually doesn't know what to do with regular people. Like, he's like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, I'm out of here.
But what I was saying earlier about the length, that last half an hour, there's two moments. I can't remember the second one though, where I thought this movie was finished,
And then it
and
kept
that
going.
yeah, that like citywide flooding with all the bombs was so out of character for the Riddler. I thought.
And I don't understand how that worked because we've seen in previous movies and we've seen in the comics that Gotham has a port. So
Yeah,
can there be a
is it
seawall?
all of a sudden built on a floodplain or something?
Yeah, did they just dig down into the ground to build all these places? But I get what you're saying about the endings. It kind of had that Lord of the Rings type where how many endings are we going to get? Uh,
Mm,
I honestly think it should have ended with Riddler and spoilers Joker laughing their
yeah,
asses off. I think that would have been a
that's
perfect
your
one. Maybe
perfect end point. Yeah.
have the skyline of Gotham, and then after a few seconds the bat symbol comes on.
Even have that scene where they're on the bikes and they're driving away in different directions or whatever.
I
Right after
didn't
that,
like it didn't really add much more because we know she's going to come back as Catwoman. So
yeah. But like, yeah, that whole it was out of it was, I don't know, it was completely different to the rest of the movie, and it
yeah,
really took me out of it, if I'm honest. But I just looked through the comments there because it's an absolute load. The breeding was just disturbing. Cheers for tonight. Paddy said best opening of a Batman movie ever. Him walking down the hall with the police either side is legit top tier. Yeah, I agree with that. Rain says agreed. The opening really set the tone, environment, rain, etc. Loved the introduction to his physical being. And the sound effects, sound design of Batman, and this is the best ever. With the rain and darkness, it really reminded me of Seven. Yeah, it was very 70s
yeah.
Zodiac-y. It's definitely a detective-based film. Stomp of the boots and him standing about a foot taller than everyone else. Yeah, he's just so physical as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely
And
rain.
especially considering all the shit that he got for not working out and not getting jacked, and then
He's
you
a
see
big
him, and
bastard,
it's
like.
like, yeah, that works. That works.
Goes back to the OG Detective Comics. I like the showing more jaw gave me a Bruce Tim vibe. And Mikey says, I loved how 60s inspired it was. It was ridiculous puns, thumb drive, the goons dressed like their villains. I love that stuff. Yeah, he's a recluse, as Falcone calls him later in the film, so he lacked that kind of communication. But yeah, that's what I was going to get around to. The one good thing that ending did serve was it showed him that he can't be vengeance anymore. He has to be more. He has
Yeah.
to be a people person too, And that's one thing Alfred showed him as well. Like you can't just flutter away all your money. Like you have to actually do something as well as Bruce
I
Wayne.
did like the way that they kind of changed things up. That they basically the mansion was donated to orphans or something like that. Badly
Yeah, it
treated,
was the
and he was
whatever
living
project.
in a penthouse or something above Gotham Park. Or I thought that was a different change and interesting.
Yeah,
Where's the Batcave though? They're kind of fuzzy on that.
yeah, that's to be worked out in post. I think that one. Mikey says unpopular opinion. I hated that Joker scene.
I liked it.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Um, I like. I like the scene ish. I don't like who they have to play the Joker. If I'm honest,
The
I'm
only
not a
thing
fan.
I don't really know the actor Barry Keoghan, but considering the makeup job they did with Colin Farrell and the
Mm.
Penguin, why can't you do the same with him so we get a crazy looking Joker?
Apparently they did, and there's a deleted scene that they're going to have in the Blu-ray or whatever, where Batman actually goes to him to ask, to kind of try and get into his head to try and find the Riddler. But apparently, like the scars are an actual skin condition, and they have it done properly, like in the makeup as well. But obviously, we haven't seen it yet, so
Well, you see, that's weird because I remember I think McFarlane did a Joker action figure, and I thought that was a spoiler for the movie, and that's why the picture was quickly pulled down.
oh
It's basically, the Killing Joke style Joker
yeah,
outline,
yeah, yeah.
but instead of having the white skin, he's no skin at all. It's all gone, and he has basically a skin mask, like a skin Zorro mask, just over his eyes,
Oh
and it's crazy looking. It would kind of fit in with this kind of
yeah,
fuck
with the tone and stuff.
characters. But I thought that was like if they do something like that, I can't see them doing it because that would be serious R-rated stuff for, the next movie. I can't see them getting away with that in PG, but it looked awesome.
Because like Matt Reeves did say like that, just because he's there at the end of the film doesn't mean he's going to be in the next one. But
It's
like,
going to be in the next one. It's the Joker. They're going
yeah,
to put.
why put it there then? Like, you know,
Yeah, it's. I don't believe that. It'd be cool. Like there are so many other Batman villains that they could use, but I think because this is so based in reality, you kind of can't have the likes of Killer Croc because it wouldn't really fit.
no,
You can't have the likes of Clayface. Um, you could do the ventriloquist, like that would be a really creepy kind of vibe to go, and maybe the Mad Hatter, but that would be kind of pushing it, I think. Where
well,
Joker is safe
my
bet,
pick,
crazy guy, a crazy psycho, they could do easily.
they could do Victor
Scarecrow,
Zaz as well, who's a serial killer that puts people's names on his back or something, doesn't he, or something like that.
that would They could, and I love that character in the Arkham games.
Mm,
Would it be very similar to the Riddler again?
yeah, true.
It'd be, the whole serial killer vibe, and he's mutilating people and leaving them all around the place. Where
Like,
Joker, you kind of have more leeway with what you can do with his kill count.
I know a lot of like I've said before, I've said previously, I'd love to see the Victor Freeze done right, but I don't know how. Is it a bit too fantastical for this
It's
tone?
he's very much bordering on
Yeah, it's on the
fantastical.
edge there, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, where like Clayface, Croc, nah, yeah, I
no,
can't
they're
see.
way or Grundy, they're all miles off.
They could do Bane though, considering the Easter egg that we have.
What one? Oh,
The
the one
green vial where he injects and then he suddenly nearly
goes mad.
punches someone's head through a railings.
Mikey said, I thought it was pointless. Can we not have a self-contained story without setting up a franchise? I do think he was using it to like give the Riddler pointers a little bit, not exactly pointers, but kind of trying to keep him psycho as well. He's very intimidating. He struggled to build his frame. Paddy said the great thing is Batman doesn't need to be that huge because the armor of the suit pads him out. Haha, Pads said that. I love what they're doing with the Joker's backstory, having the smile being a birth defect. Rain said we might get something different with the Joker. Many saying he might not have much of a presence in the future sequels. I hope they keep that realism. Paddy says Zaz will be amazing. I think if they did Hush now, they would basically be identical to this. I think Court of Owls could work really well in this world. And Rain says that's what I fear with the fantastical side of things fit in this style of cinema. You have to remember. You have to remember as well, though. Iron Man 1 was very grounded in reality to a point, and they did not want to go down that side of
That's true.
magic.
I think, and as much as I throw shade at the DC universe, it's completely different than Marvel because
Mm,
you can have, say, Marvel characters like say the last thing that we saw with Disney Plus, the Hawkeye show. You could
yeah.
have when at the end, spoilers again, him and Kate Bishop go back to Hawkeye's gaff for Christmas, and the whole family is there. And it's all the whole series was all down to earth. Apart from if you take out one or two of the more wacky
Mm.
arrows, like the shrinking arrow, it would be perfect. It would work in a
Yeah, to
normal
work in real life, yeah.
real life situation. But you could have having a knock at their door just as they're sitting down, and you could have Rocket Raccoon there and Groot, and it would be perfect. It wouldn't be out of place because just the way Marvel has set it up.
I've built it, yeah.
Where with the DC stuff, especially this one, it's also splintered, and you've kind of got the Zack Snyder comic version of the characters, and then you've got the Nolan and now the Batman version, where are more grounded and set in reality, where you just can't have wacky characters. It just wouldn't. I don't think it would work.
Like the
I'd
one
love to
thing that
see
was
a realistic take on some of them. I think it could be really, really good, like they did with the Penguin. So
the one
maybe,
the one thing that I did love, what it was a little bit fantastical, was the eye camera. How fucking good was that? Like,
yeah.
where he was literally like, he'd come back from being out all night, take out his eye thing, put it into the machine, and he could review everything he saw, even if
Yeah,
he missed it. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
and then he has Selena wearing them in the nightclub. And he keeps telling her to stare at people. Stare at that guy. I'm not staring at the guy. Stare at the guy.
That actually, that scene where he's like across the road from her apartment, staring into her fucking building with binoculars, that was like proper stalker vibes, like, wasn't
I
it?
kept waiting for him to put the binoculars down, and he didn't. You can't blame him.
But Jonathan, the question is, would you put the binoculars down?
Hell no, but I don't claim to be Batman.
Oh, he's like, but like the funny thing is, like, he's like, I was watching you. He didn't even hide it. Like,
Yeah.
I saw you in your room. Yeah, social skills aren't number one in his list, apparently. Mikey said Two-Face would definitely work. They could do Man-Bat, where it's just a Batman imposter, but I think that's the plan for Joker 2. Two-Face could work because
Yeah.
with the fall of all the DAs now and stuff, they needed a new district attorney to come in and clean the place up. So that could be very well. what he's
Again,
doing.
though, it's following the Nolan Batman with,
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the why I don't think they do that.
Be interesting though to see. I'm looking forward. Are we? Chase says, "Are we still talking about Batman?" I don't even know. Yeah, Jay, we're talking about Batman spoilers now. We're talking about the whole film. Rain says Hush was teased in the film, and Paddy says, "I feel like this Batman has certain autistic traits." Yeah, I could definitely see that. Scarecrow could be doing amazing in this. I did love whatchamacallit, Cillian Murphy's effort at him though.
Yeah.
Did you lads visit
nailed
Riddler's website? No, actually, that's the one thing I didn't do. It changed, didn't it, there after the movie was released?
Yeah, I think it did. I know I didn't do it either now.
Let's do it here. See if I can get
But yeah,
it.
Paddy, I agree. Scarecrow would work. He's one of those characters, but again, it's been done in the Nolan movies.
See if I can find it and post it up here. No, stupid thing.
Paddy, I think Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow was about as close as we could get to the Arkham Games version in a real life movie. Like it had the kind of crazy mask and the wacky hallucinations.
Yeah, I think it was pretty bang on as well, as close as you could probably get. Rain says, yes, I'd recommend watching videos of previous riddles first. I'm gonna have to find that because it's not coming up for me here. But yeah, like a lot of people were slagging the look as well of Riddler. But you can bet when Halloween comes around, you're gonna have
Loads of them.
everybody.
Garth,
Everyone dressed.
it's a super cheap costume to make. Like compared to making a Batman suit, I think that's just a green jacket from Dunn's and a bin bag on your head.
Um, Paddy says, "What I love about the Arkham games, Scarecrow was stuff like the glove with syringes, real horror movie vibes." Yeah, that was like the Suffering, Paddy. If you ever remember that PS2 game, there was creatures like that had the needles for knives, knives for needles, needles for knives. Yeah, one of those. Um, I've known Batman as someone who would kick the shit out of someone for littering.
Only on a bad day.
Ignore first link. But yeah, Batman is an asshole. Okay, I can't find that website, but yeah. Rain
What
says,
did you think of the Batmobile?
I absolutely loved it. What I did love, and I meant to say it as well, was I loved how fucked up he fucked up so many times. Like they showed him that he was still only he's still only learning the wingsuit when he slaps off the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
The Batmobile when it's like starting up and next thing he conks it.
He conks it out, yeah.
The whole cinema around me as well, they all started laughing like, but I love that they did that. They've never shown Batman to be human, for lack of a better term, in the previous film either.
Everything's always been perfect and worked perfectly, and he knew how to use the equipment perfectly, and in this one he didn't.
Yeah, he's still a baby bat. He's still learning his trade, like, which is great. They never really showed that before.
I wasn't impressed with the car chase though. Like going into the movie, I heard so many people say, "Oh, the car chase is the best ever," and it's amazing. And I get the vibe they were going for with a kind of bullet style, that 70s style movie car chase, but it was just no. The Tumbler getaway scene in Batman Begins, I thought was miles better.
I find as well that car chase was a bit overkill because he didn't really do anything wrong. Like,
yeah, and he just runs, get the money, okay, and then he jumps in the car and leaves the guy there with the money, and it's like, what?
It was a bit unwarranted. And yeah, that scene that you were going to say earlier, where they handcuff him and tie his legs
away,
and he's like, "Hey, guys, come on!" It's fucking brilliant. Mikey says, "I want Robin in the next one."
No,
I don't really.
I never want to see a Robin on screen because it just sucks. I want to see.
He's still Robin himself. Like from what I was saying earlier, he's still a earlier Batman. Paddy is shocked by that. Rain says, "It's stunning, the sound of that beast. I love the shots shifting from different features of the car and then closing in on shots of the penguin and so on." I don't really get the joke, or like he's trying to kill Batman because someone said every time he has a chance to kill him, he doesn't. It's because they're too similar and they can't exist without each other, kind of thing. Agreed. Wouldn't he find him at the Iceberg Lounge anyway? Yeah, and that's where he just walked in and said, "Hey, I have questions. Here's some photos."
I love that he sometimes he'd knock on the door and then other times like he'd open the door and he's like punch them in the head and walk in.
The twins.
Yeah.
So good. I love seeing him as a total rookie and making mistakes was phenomenal. I love the car chase, and this Batmobile is my favorite. It's just a Dodge Charger with a jet sellotape to its back. Sellotape.
Don't get me wrong, but like the vehicle itself looked amazing. But there's something about the Tumbler that I just love. I just think it's amazing. And
I think the Tumbler is like a proper Batmobile.
Like they really built a Tumbler, like it really went crazy speeds, like 100 odd miles an hour, and it could do the jumps and plow through walls and concrete pillars. And it's like, that's awesome. Just respect.
Yeah, it was actually an actual thing as well, which is crazy. Rain has it all down like, "You complete me. You're going to get your suit all bloody. Yours or mine."
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Wow, I actually want to watch it again now, even talking about it. Mikey, I love how filthy and greasy Patterson was. he sees bright light and he needs to wear sunglasses. Two goblin prints.
That was like one thing I thought was weird. Like, where did Batman change from Batman into the bike outfit so he could ride around?
I don't know. Like, did he have it just on the whole time or something? I don't know.
It's like it just seemed weird that he just leave his bike and a jacket there and a helmet, and then he just took the cowl off and the cape and put them in the saddlebag or something.
But like, it makes sense. That McFarlane figure makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That this creature of a McFarlane figure. I have to show the guys if they haven't seen it. They will never own it. That's for a fact.
A phone booth. I didn't see any phone booths in the movie, Paddy.
I think he's got the wrong superhero. We're talking about the Snyderverse. Yeah, how do you do this again? Share screen. Like, yeah, check out those eyes. Or this one.
I'm telling you, McFarlane can't steal a head sculpt to save his life.
That's almost haunting. Like, I was going to buy the main one, but when I saw it, they all kind of looked to the side, and that's very off-putting.
It's all his figures do that.
It's so weird. I was like, I haven't bought a McFarlane in ages. It was this one that I was going to buy, and just where's it gone? That's the one. You can see he's like looking off into the side or something.
Yeah, I think
just
God
so
said in
weird.
interviews he hates figures looking straight ahead, so it's never going to happen. And it's like, for God's
Yeah.
sake.
I think he was going to change it a little bit, but yeah, he's such an odd he's such an odd fish, that guy. Phone booth. He put it in his utility belt. Jason, I'm pretty sure in one of the newer movies, I think Justice League, someone asks Batman what his powers are, and he says, "I'm rich." Yeah, that was the Snyderverse Batman. That's to get away for how Batman does anything. Into the old Jaxie. What I found interesting about the Batman is he doesn't really have Batman as an identity yet. The Batman is only mentioned once verbally. Only character who calls him that is the Riddler.
Well, he was mentioned on the writing on the letters he was leaving for the
Yeah,
Batman.
the Riddler was sending him letters, to the Batman. Oh, yes, he just said it through the letters. Again, he's only 2 years into it. I managed to get the limited edition chestplate glyph. I can never say that word. Fuller's figures. Just don't feel the love for McFarlane. Me neither, my friend.
Yeah.
Did you see the figurine that costs $15,099 or $1,599? I think it's from P1. No. Wow. I think he also hasn't found his public persona for Bruce Wayne yet, though, Rain, and I kind of love it. Yeah, like Alfred is trying to snap him out of it, saying he can't be moping around the place, basically, he has to do something.
Yeah, he's pretty much just Batman all the time.
Yeah. He's literally called Vengeance or Freak or Masked Vigilante. Riddler must have been taunting him. But yeah, like it's a really good movie. Again, my only problem is the length, and that's usually not. Like, other than that, it's fantastic. I would definitely watch a sequel. And and all the TV series that are supposed to be spawning off the back of it as well.
Do you think they'll get Colin Farrell to do the role of the Penguin in the
think so.
TV show? Because
he's signed on already, hasn't he?
I haven't heard it was. I heard they were doing a Penguin show, like a prequel, but they didn't actually know if Farrell was signed on at the time.
And
but it's because otherwise it just wouldn't work. It'd be crazy.
I think as well he could very well be the main villain for the next one, because
true.
Batman has been pushing him around the whole time, and now with Falcone and the other guy gone, he could very easily be the top dog. So you could have him hiring goons to go after Batman, the likes of Deadshot maybe, or even Deathstroke. I don't know. That could be something. But yeah, I'd be very interested in his TV show. See how that goes. Paddy says again he has the mask of Batman down, but he doesn't have his Bruce Wayne mask yet. And Wayne says he's again. I read that already. Catwoman was definitely his first kiss. The way that man spoke to people he had in physical contact since his parents died.
Well,
Hell of a-
he's
hell
had
of a start.
plenty of physical contact when he's kicking the shit out of anyone that gets in front of him.
Even like he's like pushing away Alfred as well. He's like, "You're not my real dad." Kind
That
of
was
thing.
a bit of a dick move. That was the one thing I didn't like about the character, because, like, Jesus, he raised you since you were, like, you know what, 10 years old or whatever age that the alleyway scene we thankfully didn't get again in this
Yeah.
movie. Bonus points for that. So even if he's like 10, it's still 10 years of Alfred looking after him. But then in this universe, he had a housekeeper as well who was crap at answering the telephone. So maybe she was the one who raised him, you know.
Was she the one that wrote the letter that made Alfred go boom?
She wanted the job.
She wanted the promotion.
Yeah. This guy's been around forever. I'm never getting
Alfred, this is for you. I hear it ticking. Oh God. Yes, even as a Wayne, a recluse, he only went out to investigate because he knew the criminal might show up because they get a kick out of their crimes. Except for the kiss he stole from me. As Bruce, of course. The Penguin Show isn't a prequel. I think it takes place as the city is trying to undrown itself, I think. Undrowning, is that an even word? That would be actually really cool as well. But surely you'd have to have Batman in that then.
That would be the only thing you'd kind of. He knows Batman is a terror. That's why he ran from him. You know what I mean? So him trying anything, you'd have to kind of have Batman showing up.
Yeah, definitely. Rain says he was a little shit to Alfred. Chase says when he's angry, he probably looks around for someone jailwalking, then beats the shit out of them, saying vengeance.
But now he says hope.
Hope.
And I hope you learned your lesson.
Your legs are broken, but you have hope. Your legs may be broken, your arm is twisted out of socket, but you've got hope. When she answered the phone, I dead ass thought she was going to be like, "You're too late, Batman. I'm the Riddler now."
I'm Poison Ivy.
There's a reason I'm not allowed to write movies. I think it's well explained why he says that to Alfred, though. You have him saying his biggest fear is losing the people he loves, so I think he's deflecting and not showing he cares. Yeah, you clearly see, like, when he's fucking trying to get back to the house, how much he cares for Alfred. You've just been a bit of a dick, I think, in a roundabout way.
Well, he kind of mentions that in the movie, doesn't he? That was the first time he was afraid of anything since his parents died.
Lol at you. But yeah, so, like, any final thoughts from anyone before we head into the final furlong? So everyone drop one comment who any Batman character you would like to see in the sequel. Let's see who we get.
Get Tom Hardy back as Bane.
I don't know if I'll be available.
And do him right this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, don't send him out like a punk.
Oh, what they did to him, the worst Catwoman ever, killing him.
Yeah. And then someone right at the end coming out of nowhere. Oh no, I'm the real villainess after all. Fuck off.
Oh, I think everyone has said something like that to an actual parent, then regretting it. If anything, it makes Alfred more like he's actually. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
I often taught my dad to go fuck himself, and I regretted it. And said it and not regretted it. But yeah. The Batman, more like the good Batman movie. Thanks, lad. You're killing me. Batman. I think Batman will be in the next movie.
Yeah. The Batman who laughs.
Court of Owls, I'm a Simple Man. Rain says, love that scene between Riddler and Vengeance. I've never seen fear being portrayed in Batman's eyes like that in any live action film. And film phenomenal. See, my words are going now. Phenomenal acting through Pattinson's eyes. And I don't watch a lot of Batman, but does he ever take his mask off in front of people? No. And Ave Marie. Yeah, that was on a lot, wasn't it?
Mm.
Tobey Maguire.
That's one thing I think
God.
we kind of skipped over the score of this movie. Was
the
amazing,
score
like
was
absolutely
fantastic.
amazing.
Have you seen that meme going around of the piano on fire whenever a Batman score hops up, kicks in or whatever? Live action, playing the actor Tobey Maguire, Batman has to fight. I would gladly like to see Batman beat the face off of Tobey Maguire anytime.
Nah, that's you're a sick man, Brian.
I won't deny that. We're going to put some dirt in your eye. Amazing. The score was written before they even started filming, which is mad. He did in the Nolan movies. Practically everyone knew his secret identity. That's because Christian Bale is a bit of a prat. Gonna cry, clown. If I was to see anyone in the sequel, it would be Mr. Freeze anyway. But I don't know realistically how they could do him without taking away from the character or going fantastical. So yeah.
It's gonna be Joker. It's their biggest money maker, you know what I mean? It's Batman and Joker. That's just the way it's gonna be.
Cool. So yeah, and there was no post credit that I stayed back for anyway. I heard there wasn't. There was like a flash or something though, wasn't there?
I was dying for a piss. I was out of there. I wasn't hanging around. It's not like hanging around for a Marvel movie when it's only an hour and a half, 2 hours. But after 3 hours, it's like, nah, I'll watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But Rain says Mr. Freeze is a messed up, depressing story. It is, but it's so compelling, and it'll never be. I don't think like it'll be done justice in live action. The animated series came from was so fucking good.
And same in the games, Batman Arkham Origins, they did Mr. Freeze, and that was really well done.
Mr. Freeze, played by Mark Strong. That would be my shout. But yeah, if they somehow like they could do that she has some other disease or something, but then he's not Mr. Freeze. So
yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Even if you leave that element out, like she's not in cryo, he has to be. He has to freeze people. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, like the cryo part is probably the easiest part. Is the most realistic part because people do get not yet, like, but yeah, the whole freezing people thing is the part that's. Oh, Casey, get out! He's a very cold man.
Actually, what Paddy just said there, Black Mask, that could really work and would fit in with the whole mafia style of
that would be cool.
The Underworld.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed what they did with him in the Harley Quinn film.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like Hugh McGregor's a great actor. Just that movie was terrible.
Yeah, it's again we mentioned it earlier. No matter how good an actor is, if the script they have is shit,
it'll drag them down with him. But Deathstroke would be cool. Yeah, he would. Very orange though for such a dark movie. But again, like I said, Deathstroke earlier, Penguin could hire him to fucking take out Batman. Maybe, I don't know. There was no Ezra Miller at the end, Brian. Thank God. Definitely very compelling. After credits, I got what you meant anyway. Oh yeah, the last bit of news that I missed. What do you guys think of the announcement of an I Am Legend sequel?
Don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Will Smith died at the end of the fucking last one, so how is he in the sequel?
Well, he didn't.
Didn't he?
No, there's one of these things where there's the theatrical release, and I think he died.
There's a second,
and then there's another Blu-ray or DVD home release, and he didn't. He got out or something like that. I didn't like that movie. The first half of that movie was great, and then it just turned to shit. Yeah, I couldn't care less.
I am uninterested. Oh, dead. This is dead in the water before it goes. Yeah, that's what I thought, Paddy. Cannon Linden is where he goes to the place. Um,
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan's a good actor, but we've seen Will Smith do this movie already. I don't know. Jay says, I think Tommy Shelby should be the next Batman. Is that Cillian Murphy? I haven't watched that. But Cillian Murphy was in a Batman movie already, so don't think he'd be great Bruce Wayne, though. What do you think?
Killian. He's again. He'd have to get jacked. Like
Yeah.
he's just too slight a guy.
Also, a quick one on Cillian Murphy. Is it just me that it boils the piss of when they pronounce his name Cillian Murphy on one of the other live streams? I'm just like, I want to scream into the microphone. It's Cillian, you dopes.
Irish names and Americans. But it works because they can't pronounce your name and then they can correct them when they make a skit out of it and then suddenly they're famous.
Oh, Mikey says he auditioned for Bruce Wayne. You can watch his screen test online. I'll check that. Rain says even Pattinson struggled to build himself. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits here because we could be here all night, which I wouldn't mind, except I've got work in the morning. But once again, Jonathan, legend for coming on. Thank you so much. And everybody in the chat, it was fun chatting Batman. Mike, Mick, you can come back if you want. We're not talking about it anymore. But yeah, it's good. Cillian Silicone Murphy. Oh, and I hope everyone that hasn't subscribed will subscribe and all that. Leave a like as well. That'll be awesome. And thanks everyone for dropping by, and make sure to come back next Monday at 9:30. I'll drag Tubbs out of bed if I have to, or whatever he's doing, so we can insult him with small jokes again. And,
it's the small pleasures in life, really.
Yeah, the little pleasures, where we can take it to great heights that he can't reach. Yeah, see you, Jay. See you, Ren. Ren, thank you for dropping by. You were great in the chat. Really enjoyed chatting to you. Hopefully, we'll be back next week as well. And yeah, that's it, guys.
Yeah, great comments in the chat.
Great chatting, yeah, great discussion on again. And I know Connor's out there somewhere, and Mick is there somewhere, and Mikey and Paddy. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. I can't remember everyone. I have a pea brain. But yeah, thanks everyone, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye.